Susan, are you there? Yes. The carriage is here. I have to go now. Harriet, where are you? Uncle Pipplewick's waiting for you. I don't want to go and stay with Uncle Pipplewick. He doesn't even have a garden. I want to stay here with you and Joe and Father for Christmas. Harriet, what do you think you're doing? Get away from the door. You know you're not supposed to be near your sister. Sorry, Joe. I was only talking through the door. Goodbye, Susan. I'll write to you every day. I promise. Hurry up, Harriet. Coming. I'm sorry, Harriet. We don't want to send you away. Your father and I will miss you for Christmas, and so will poor Susan. But it's the only way to stop you from getting the measles. Yes, I know. Now, Harriet, remember, you will be a guest at Uncle Pipplewick's house. It was very good of him to take you in on such short notice, so do try to be on your best behaviour. Hello, Robert. Thank you for coming. I'm glad to help out. I suspect we'll get on reasonably well, won't we, Harriet? Yes, Uncle Pipplewick. Goodbye, Harriet. See you again soon. Come along, Harriet. In you go, Harriet. Well, don't be shy, Harriet. This is a lot bigger than our house. Yes, indeed it is. Does anyone else live here, Uncle Pipplewick? No, just me. I hope you're not going to be too bored here, and I hope that your stay will be a happy one. Is that a back door over there? You do have a garden after all. I'm afraid not, Harriet. Just a sort of backyard, very poky. It's where I dispose of the rubbish, not a place for playing. Now, when you're ready, Harriet, I'll show you your room. You have a grandfather clock? Oh no, girl, it's not mine. It belongs to a Mrs. Barclow. It's beautiful. It's also utterly unreliable. You will notice, Harriet, that it has just struck 1, despite the fact that it's actually just gone 5 o'clock. What are you doing, girl? You're not allowed to touch it. Why not? Because we shouldn't touch what isn't ours. Mrs. Barclow is very particular about her clock. If she's so particular about it, why didn't she have it in her house with her? Because it is screwed to the wall at the back. The screws have all gone rusted in. It keeps good enough time, providing it chooses to strike at the right hour. Come along, girl. I'll show you to your room upstairs. Here we are, child. This is your bedroom. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's just... Well, there are bars at the bottom of the window. Is that it? This window has had bars across it when I moved in. The bathroom window has them too, for that matter. However, I have done what I can to brighten up the place a little bit. Look, I've even put flowers beside your bed for you, as well as some books for you to read. Now then, I'll make a start on supper. I'm a good cook and I'm going to spoil you for food. Dear Susan, I'm writing to let you know that I have arrived at Uncle Pipplewick safely. He lives in an enormous house just by the seaside, which is just off the side of the coast. The house itself is very bland, and there isn't a garden. Ugh! I can hear Uncle Pipplewick through the wall having a bath. There is a clock here which strikes wrong. For instance, it says 3 when actually it's really 6. It's cold and boring here. Uncle Pipplewick often shuts himself off in his study. I don't know what to do during the daytime. I wish something fun would happen. Something adventurous, something bold, something exciting. It feels as if a criminal image wave has passed through the vortex. And what am I doing in a Christmas jumper? Ugh, this isn't me. It's itchy, and the bow tie, well, green is not my colour. Something's very wrong. Someone needs my help. It's from Earth. 19th century. Oh, and it's Christmas, that's nice. Well, not nice, bad, very bad. Not a problem. Love that noise. Don't worry, whoever you are. I'm on my way. Dear Susan, I hate it here. It's been so boring. I don't know what to write to you about. Every day is the same. I can't go out. I can't even answer the door to the postman in case I give him the measles. I'd do anything to get out of here. To be somewhere else, anywhere. Harriet? What is all this? What are you doing with the light on at this hour? I couldn't sleep. What nonsense. Every child can sleep. Now put away your writing things. Now good night. Oh, I can't sleep. I want something to eat. Who is that? Who's there? Oh, it's you, Harriet. What are you doing in the kitchen? Are you hungry? Although for someone who's watched you at meal times, I can hardly think so. I'm sorry. I was bored. I couldn't sleep. I'm sorry about the cup. It's all right. It can easily be cleared up. Now, Harriet, there must be no more of this. You must understand that you are not to have your candle burning once it has been blown out. Equally are you to get out of bed. Not even to get up in the morning. Oh, don't be silly. What if I need to? Badly. Of course, you may go to the lavatory, but you are to go straight back to bed afterwards. A child of your age needs 10 hours sleep. You are to go to bed at 9 in the evening, and you are not to get up until 7 in the morning. It's for your own good, Harriet. Now, do you understand? Yes. Yes, Uncle Pipplewick. Now I want you to promise me that you will respect my wishes. Do you promise, Harriet? Yes, I promise. Good girl. I knew I could reason with you. Now, get back to bed, young lady. All the same, I won't sleep. Why don't you strike 1, 9, 10, like the clock at home, 11, 12, 13, 13? 13! I have to write this by torchlight, because Uncle Robert says I mustn't light my candle. The clock has just struck 13. It often strikes the wrong hour, but those hours are real hours. If the clock has struck an extra hour, it could mean I could be in bed for 10 hours instead of an extra hour to myself. I could even get up without breaking my promise. There can't really be a 13th hour, can there? I'm going to see what the clock thinkers say. I'm going to go down to the hall. Too dark to see the clock face. I have to open the back door and let in the moonlight. Susan! Uncle Pipplewick lied to me. There is a garden at the back. There's a lawn of daffodils in the grass and a huge fir tree, and new trees all different shapes. Susan, it's a really big garden. I'm going out to play there tomorrow, no matter what Uncle Pipplewick says to me. Hold on. Susan. I can't explain it, but there's a police public call box just sitting in the garden. That's strange. What's something like that doing in a place like this? Can I help you? Is this your garden? Well, no, I don't know. I think it might be. Don't seem to remember much. I got hit on the head and now my head's a bit sore. How did you get here? I came through the back door of my uncle's house. My name is Hattie. Nice to meet you, Hattie. I'm the doctor. Doctor whom? I don't know. Some people call me Doctor, or John Smith, or Dr. W, Dr. Van Veer. Are you feeling alright? No. I don't really know what I'm doing here. What were you doing inside the box? What were you doing inside the magical garden, in which its relative dimensions are bigger on the inside than those outside? I don't understand. Why did Uncle Pipplewick lie to me about the garden? He didn't. Well, he probably didn't. He was probably just unaware to the existence of his place as you were. I suppose so. How did you get here? I don't know. The blinkers were flashing. It seemed like a cross-dimensional spatial transference. I logged onto the coordinates and found myself here. The only thing is, as I got up to leave, I banged my head on the door. Are you alright? I'm fine. Is this your garden, or isn't it? No. Then what are you doing here? I told you. I got caught up in a time muddle and there was this clock and I... Oh, you'd be referring to the grandfather clock on the landing. It struck 13. So I came downstairs to investigate, but I couldn't see the clock face. So I opened the back door to let in the moonlight and I found this garden. I thought it might have been yours because you're the only person I've met here. Well, it seems we're both unravelled in the same mystery. Daylight. Everything's starting to fade away. Oh no, that can't be good. Well, I'd best be going. Nice meeting you, Hattie. Oh no, wait! Don't go, Doctor! Doctor! Dr. Smith! I don't understand. I wasn't dreaming, and I wasn't scared, so it can't have been ghosts. The only thing that didn't change was the clock. But I've got to see what the time is. Why did Uncle Pepperwick lie to me about living in a garden? Have you finished your breakfast, Harriet? Yes, Uncle Pepperwick. Uncle Pepperwick? Yes? Is it wrong to lie? Oh, Harriet, always. But do you think telling little white lies might be all right? You are asking is lying justifiable? Not exactly. I'm asking about someone who is kept in the dark about something they'd enjoy, and other people didn't want to tell him about it. Supposing if people had actually said that the thing wasn't there because they didn't want to bother the first person of using it. Well, what kind of thing was it? The second people didn't want the first people to know about and use. If I understand you correctly, child, some person or persons were lying simply for their own convenience and to the harm of another person or persons. Well, yes, I suppose so. I wondered if you thought that kind of lie might be all right. It would be utterly and obviously unjustifiable. I'm surprised you would even ask such a question. Now, it's time I was off. I have some work to do at the office. I went downstairs onto the landing to look at the garden again, but it wasn't there. Just the old rackety backyard full of rubbish and old rusty junk. I wanted to see the funny doctor again, the one I saw before. I had a lot of questions to ask him. Hello? Same time, same place. Hattie? Are you there? It's me. It's the doctor. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? Well, don't cry. What's the matter? Are you lost? What are you crying for? My home. Well, where is your home? I want my mother. I want my father. A little girl, all dressed in black, was crying and crying. I don't know if that's possible, but it was Hattie, a much younger version of Hattie. She had just lost her mother and had come to this house. She was so unhappy. I have to go back to the garden tomorrow night, but I fear it may not be the same. Hattie, are you there? It's me. It's the doctor. Hattie, where are you? Are you here? Hattie! Oh, there you are. Why didn't you come when I called you? I was helping Uncle with his papers. Hattie? Goodness, how you've grown. And you do not appear to have aged a single day. You are still wearing the same ridiculous clothes. Yeah, I've been meaning to do something about that. So here you are, the magical man in the mysterious garden. How can you be real? You're made up. Just a story in my head. Is that what you believe? Stories are just stories. Yes, but sometimes they aren't. Sometimes stories can be reality or inadvertently the opposite. You're delightful. You talk such gibberish. But I'm afraid I can no longer see you anymore. Oh, why not? Because you are just a story. And people have to stop believing in stories and they have to grow up. Yeah, I suppose so. I can come back and see you tomorrow. But you can't. Why not? Because you might not be there tomorrow. You say you will, and then I don't see you for days, weeks, months, or even years at a time. Oh dear. Oh dear. How silly of me. I've got to go. Goodbye, Hattie. I'll see you again soon. That was a close one, Doctor. Well done, old girl. I know you're not damaged. It must be something to do with the time field. But I have the strangest feeling I've forgotten something. I remember sitting in the TARDIS, there was an emergency, I responded, I hit my head. The garden. It all seems to revert back to the garden, but how? Immediate mass over immediate density. Infinite mass over infinite density. I wonder, yes, this universe of which that the garden exists in has a cosmic background radiation, a kind of echo of the Big Bang, which matches the energy spectrum of the TARDIS, which means the TARDIS created or coincides with the garden. That must explain why I keep coming back to it. Let's think about time. It's like Rip Van Winkle in reverse. Instead of going forward to my time, I'm going back to Hattie's time. But not always to the same time, nor in the proper order. The fir tree was standing, then fallen, and then standing again. Hattie's been 13 and younger and older. My visits have covered about 10 years, but merely 5 minutes of my own time has passed. Is it that different people have different times? Though they are really parts of the same big thing. Unless I'm thinking of this all wrong. The TARDIS has been caught up in a temporal causality loop. The universe of the garden created me so I could create it, so it could create me, and so on. It all begins to make sense. I brought myself here. I'm here to communicate with this mysterious and yet wonderful dimensional world. I'm the bridge. Where does Hattie come into it? Oh, it's her. It didn't choose me, it chose her. It chose her to save the world. All of this. The garden, everything is all part of a girl's imagination. Every moment is infinitely complex. It has access to infinite time and space, but it's not bound by anything. It can't find a specific place in time. It can't communicate. That's why I'm here. I'm going to find a way to tell Hattie, just like I found this moment. My connection with Hattie, it is quantifiable. I was wrong. It's the key. Just have to find a way to tell her. Find a way of how to tell her. The clock. The clock. Make it strike 13 times instead of 12. The chime should be able to communicate into the code. We'll code the data into the movement of the second hand. Over time she'll get it. She'll work it out. She'll understand. I know she will. Because I believe in her. Oh, of course, it's time. It's time. Oh, that clever man. Hattie? Hello. Hello, Doctor. May I sit? Yes, please do. We have lots to talk about. Like what? Like, for instance, how you knew that I would know how to work out the quantifiable connection between the two time streams, allowing us to bring the garden into reality. It's always leading back to the garden. Well, having come up with a solution myself, I figured out that if I left it for long enough, I'd drop the clues, and eventually you'd work it out and be able to find the connection that needed to unlock the world. Now the garden exists in a three-dimensional world. I think that it was what I was put here to do. You got your garden, the time stream has sorted itself out. Time will tell, it always does. So what now? We must say goodbye. Must we? Yes, I'm afraid so. Will I ever see you again? No. At least I don't think you will. Then let us part on good terms then. Yes, let's. Goodbye, Doctor. Goodbye, Hattie. Until we meet again. Again. Hattie, you and I know. Time is relative, isn't it? Oh, hello. I hope not intruding. I got a call from a Mrs. Barklow. I am she. Sit down. I just made a fresh pot of tea. Thank you. So, what's this all about? You don't recognize me, do you? No, I can't say I do, should I? You still have the same face as before. Though your clothes may have changed, you're still the same man. I'm sorry, I don't understand. You used to visit me. In the garden. 13th hour. Hattie? Yes, Doctor. I'm Hattie. But you can't be. I mean, Hattie was a completely different person. Oh, but I am Hattie, I can assure you of that. I've still got all the letters I wrote about you, all the drawings of you, the papers with the mathematical equations and thinking up the secret of the garden, photos passed down through times gone by. Yes. So I can see. I guess you are Hattie after all. But why Barklow? I married in 1916 to a young man called Eric Barklow. He was nothing special. He was mine, though. He was a militant officer in the First and Second World Wars. He loved me and I loved him. But he died in 1949. A part of me misses him every day. I've been managing on my own in this old house. After all this time. But how did you know how to contact me? Well, by coding data into Morse code into the second hand of the old grandfather clock. I was thinking you'd be able to pick it up somehow. That's very clever, I'll give you that. Almost as clever as you, but you were wrong. How so? You said that the last time we met would be the last time that we'd see each other, but you were wrong. I managed to get you down here for one last cup of tea and a chat. Perhaps. Time is relative. I can't get everything right all the time. Is this what you wanted, to meet up again, to reminisce on the old times over a cup of tea? Well, I didn't know if I was ever going to see you again. I wanted to see my friend again. I wanted to be sure that I did. It's Christmas after all. Oh yes. Oh, it's snowing! I love snow. Christmas is a time of peace and thanksgiving. Who wants to spend their life alone? Well, this has been a nice catch-up, but I'm afraid it's time I ought to be off. Time waits for no man. Goodbye, Mrs. Barklow. Thank you very much for seeing me. I shall look forward to us meeting again.